SAP Lumira is a desktop application that's designed to make it easy to acquire, visualize, and share data. As with other desktop applications, there's a menu bar at the top of the screen that's available on every page, which allows us to access the core features of the application, grouped into File, Edit, View, Data, and Help menus. The document browser on the side enables quick access to the different types of items we can create, links to SAP Lumira Cloud, SAP Lumira Server for Teams, and the SAP BI platform, an interface for managing Hadoop workflows, and a list of the connections between documents and data sources. The central pane of the home page provides a button to launch the process of acquiring data and creating a new document, as well as news and highlights for the latest release of the product. At the bottom of the page, there are also links to samples, tutorials, the Lumira community, and other resources. Using the File menu, we can open the Preferences dialog to change global settings for viewing data, charting, enriching datasets, automating software updates, defining network connections, installing SQL drivers, and enabling GeoMap services through Esri. Also accessed from the File menu, the Extension Manager dialog enables us to install predefined extensions, get partner extensions, or manually install extensions downloaded from other sources. These extensions provide additional functionality for data access and visualization. My Items displays a list of all SAP Lumira documents, visualizations, datasets, and stories, with icons, labels, and subgroups to help distinguish between the different types. The Find text box at the top of the page lets us search for specific items by name, and we can create new documents from here as well. Once we open up a document, the Prepare, Visualize, Compose, and Share buttons allow us to toggle between the different workspaces. The status bar at the bottom of the page is visible in all workspaces and displays details about the dataset, such as name, number of rows and columns, and last refresh date and time. We can also submit feedback about SAP Lumira from here. The Prepare workspace is where we edit and cleanse the data in our datasets. The toolbar for the Prepare workspace provides access to common commands, such as toggling between creating and deleting datasets in a document, switching between grid and facet modes, showing and hiding columns, creating calculated dimensions and measures, combining datasets, refreshing values, and undoing or redoing actions. The Object Picker pane organizes the types of data available in our datasets into measures and dimensions. If necessary, we can search for specific items by name. Each measure and dimension in the Object Picker pane also has a menu of additional commands. The values from the dataset display in the main window in either grid or facet format, with icons in the column or facet headers to indicate the data type: ABC for strings, 1, 2, 3 for numbers, calendars for dates, globes for geographical hierarchies, and clocks for time hierarchies. Above the panel, any filters applied to the dataset are displayed. There are also menus in each column or facet header that let us perform additional commands for each measure or dimension. The sidebar contains tools that we can use to manipulate the data in any selected column, such as replacing values, changing case, and trimming leading and trailing spaces. In the Visualize workspace, we can build visualizations to render the values in our datasets in more meaningful ways so that outliers, trends, and other insights are easier to spot. The Visualize workspace includes the same Object Picker pane as in the Prepare workspace, so we have access to all of the measures and dimensions in the dataset. The toolbar at the top of the Object Picker pane enables us to display the Object Picker as a list of measures and dimensions on the side, or as a set of facets along the top of the chart body. The Gallery pane includes a chart switcher that lets us choose from a wide range of chart families, an expandable section that outlines which datasets are in use and enables us to blend data, and a chart feeder into which we can drag and drop objects from the Object Picker pane to build our visualizations. The dataset for the visualization is displayed at the top of the page, along with a menu for creating conditional formatting rules, creating calculations, fitting the data to the window, sorting, ranking, clearing the chart, changing chart options such as displaying data labels or a legend, switching to full screen mode, refreshing the underlying data, and undoing or redoing actions. Another pane displays any filters that we've added to the visualization, which we can modify or delete. The chart body displays a visualization of the objects added to the chart feeder. Once the visualization has been created, it's automatically saved as the thumbnail in the chart gallery at the bottom of the window. From here, we can create a new visualization, which resets the chart feeder. If we need assistance to get started creating our visualizations, we can use the toolbar at the top of the gallery pane to display the related visualizations, which are suggested combinations of measures and dimensions in our dataset in specific chart types. From that jumping-off point, we can swap out measures and dimensions and change chart types as desired. In the Compose workspace, we can group our visualizations into stories to organize the data in meaningful ways. The Compose toolbar provides access to common commands such as toggling between stories, previewing the story, deleting or creating stories, and undoing or redoing actions. The chart gallery displays thumbnails of visualizations that we can add to a page. We can also add text, pictures, input controls, pictograms, and shapes to our stories. To create a page, we add the objects we want to the creation zone. A sorter at the bottom of the zone enables us to add pages, navigate between multiple pages within a story, and delete and rename pages. The Story Options pane lets us set the scope for filters and define elements of the page such as layout, background color or image, and refresh options. When an object on the page is selected, additional options display. In the Share workspace, we can share and collaborate on our datasets, stories, and visualizations. The Share toolbar allows us to launch all of the available sharing options for the selected object. The options vary depending on whether a dataset, story, or visualization is selected. Datasets, stories, and visualizations within the document are displayed in the main area of the window, where we can select one or more to publish. We can also search for specific items by name. From the side panel, we can log on to SAP Lumira Cloud, SAP Lumira Server for Teams, and the SAP BI platform to store and share documents, datasets, stories, and visualizations. We can also monitor Hadoop HDFS workflows for big data sources. And finally, we can access the Connections page, which displays all available data sources and their associated documents. From here, we can map documents to new data sources if desired. Visit the SAP Store to download SAP Lumira free today.